Meantime, President Trump announcing that he will decide tonight whether or not to impose oil tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Megan Casella has got the details. Megan.
Melissa, that's right. Those tariffs a little up in the air, but some others firming up this afternoon. President Trump formally announcing he'll be putting 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico this Saturday. He had threatened these last week, but there had been some expectation that if the two countries took action to tighten their borders and stem the flow of fentanyl, that the tariffs could be avoided. But Trump being firmer now, saying that he's taking action not only because of immigration and the flow of fentanyl, but also because of trade deficits.
I'll be putting the tariff of 25% on Canada and separately 25% on Mexico. And we will really have to do that because we have very big deficits with those countries. Those tariffs may or may not rise with time.
Now, Trump was also asked whether oil specifically would be included in the tariffs, and he said maybe. He said he would decide probably tonight on that point. And he also seemed to downplay the impact of the tariffs, saying that the U.S. has all the oil and the lumber that it needs. So this is the clearest language that we've seen yet from him on these tariffs. We do still have about 48 hours until they would take effect. So a little bit of time left to wait and see if anything changes. Melissa?
All right, Megan, thank you. Megan Casella. We may have enough lumber, we may have enough oil, but there are plenty of other things that we get from Canada and Mexico. In fact, Cardinal Health CEO on his conference call today was talking about the impact of tariffs on that company. That is a healthcare, health services, health products company. There are impacts far and wide that we're not even thinking. That's not just oil and gas here.
Right. And the nearshoring that so many industrial companies in the United States have taken part of in Mexico, I think they're not going to be thrilled about this. So the analysts are already coming out and trying to what is the impact of, and I saw a UBS report that said 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico equals 80 basis points drag on GDP, but not a terrible increase in inflation. In fact, they say on an annual basis, 10 bips.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can't be underappreciated the amount of inputs that come in from Mexico into the U.S. to build stuff, right? And so it really does bite quite a bit. It will not help the jobs market in the U.S. And don't forget the agricultural aspect as well. We do a lot of agricultural trade with Mexico. Listen, this is just the beginning. And even though this specific announcement might not be broadly inflationary, the general tariff tone and where that's going likely is not going to help inflation get back down to target.
You know, there's this lens of we're either winning or losing. And if you see a deficit, it assumes that we must be losing. But all it really means is we're just their goods are attractive for our economy and for our consumers. It's not a win or a loss. That's just the way the economy works. So I think if you look at it through that lens, it makes a lot more sense. But these tariffs, to your point, I don't think people really fully realize the ramifications.